Have you ever gotten into an argument with a loved one, friend, coworker, or complete stranger? When you do so, do you constantly try to prove that you are right by debating endlessly? Maybe you just give up thinking that there is no way to show the other person that you are right and they are wrong. If you are a living human being and you are watching this video, chances are that you are wrong more often than you think. If you'd like to be a better communicator and have better relations with people, keep listening. Today, I'd like to share some information about how external information from our environment is filtered through our mind, processed, stored, and then retrieved. I'll start off by sharing a quote that I love, which states, "Where there is perception, there is deception." What this means, at least to me, is that if you can perceive something, chances are that you can be deceived into thinking you are right. You see, the human mind can only process information from our environment using one of our five senses: seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling, and tasting. You might be under the misconception that if you are experiencing something from one of these five senses, it is reality, but it is far from that. Through our senses, we do not experience reality, but rather our own subjective realities. We are in essence interpreting reality, and our interpretations are not always accurate. If we try to analyze something in our environment, let's say for example, professionally, deciding with colleagues whether or not we wish to sign a new contract with a particular client, or even personally, deciding with your spouse what restaurant to eat at tonight, there is so much data that if we were actually trying to process all of it, we would exhaust ourselves and not accomplish anything in life. Therefore, what do we do instead? Our unique neurological filters delete, distort, and generalize everything that we see, hear, feel, smell, and taste to create the thoughts which determine our emotions and subsequent actions. While this is highly useful as it makes us more efficient, we could also be wrong in analyzing events. Therefore, the reality that we experience is largely determined by what we do inside our minds. Our experiences throughout life, including our birth, upbringing, social conditioning, education, culture, beliefs, values, etc., are what creates our neurological filters. This means that everyone experiences any given situation differently, and hence, where there is perception, there is deception. There's a game that we used to play as children called Broken Telephone or Chinese Whispers. The purpose of the game is to form a line, and each child whispers something to the other child beside them without allowing anyone else to hear. It continues until the end of the line, where the last child needs to say the word aloud and see if it was the same word as was said by the first child. Usually, errors happen in the retelling of the word, and the children laugh in the end. You can look at your communication and understanding a bit in this way. There is an external event that occurs, it then passes through our sensory or neurological filters, we process the meaning, finally we store it. To give feedback, we then have to retrieve it. It gets filtered through internal re-representation, and finally it is fed back through verbal and nonverbal communication. Wouldn't you say that there is a chance that what we are thinking and saying is not 100% factual? So the question is, what do we do about it? There is so much to say here, but if you want 3 easy tips to be a better listener and communicator and have effective communication with people, try this out. Number 1, listen carefully. I don't mean use your ears and listen. I mean listen actively, without external interruption to the person talking and without internal interruptions to yourself trying to think about why the person is wrong or what you will say next. Number 2, pretend you are wrong. There is no need to tell anyone that you are wrong. But if you think you are wrong before the conversation starts, you might actually listen to find out why, instead of listening to argue. And number 3, try to learn something. There are so many opportunities that life gives us to learn. Therefore, ignore your ego's need to look good and be right all the time, and give yourself the opportunity to learn something from this event. I hope this helps you out in your professional and personal relationships. As I create these videos for you, I'm still working on my online program that will be life-changing, which I'm very excited to launch this year. Stay tuned for more on that. I appreciate you all, and I am looking forward to continuously provide you with valuable content. If you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. This way you will get notified when I post more videos like this. Furthermore, please hit the like button, leave me a comment, and please spread the word and ask your friends and family to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy what you are watching. Arigato gozaimasu.